Questions. Enjoy. Hi, Katerina. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So I want to explain some things that have been coming to me that are really, really, really cool. And it's a new way to think about fertility and the way that the earth is moving. So close your eyes and just stick with me as I describe this to you. So infertility is rising. The rates of infertility are becoming incredibly high, and it's estimated by many sources that infertility will rise up to 50% in the next 40 years. And so there's no one has a defined reason of why this is happening, but we can think of it as being a lot of different things. So it can be the toxins in the air. It could be the heavy types of food that we eat, the marijuana, the smoking and doing drugs, the alcohol, just the general health conditions. All of these things can be, equated to why this infertility rate is rising. We can't really get it down to one thing. But if we think about what's happening on an astrological level, so the planet, we're moving into the age of Aquarius. Mm-hmm. And if we're going to move into this age, evolution is natural. And right now, the type of children, like the physical density of our world is not going to, or the type of people that are being born isn't going to really work in the age of Aquarius at the level that they say it, this enlightened age, this golden age of man. So I think infertility is rising because of the physical density of the type of people that are having sex and mating right now. So think about it. So if you're going to have, so evolution's natural. There's always going to be some sort of evolution. But on these planes above us. So when I close my eyes and I go into these higher places, there's no density on these planes. So like the higher you go into each of these dimensions, or who knows, I haven't been to other planets, but there's a lot of people out there that have, but there's less density in these beings.
Right.
And so in order to attract this type of child onto the planet, you have to lose that type of density. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and that can be through the physical, mental, and emotional bodies, and mind, body, spirit, right? Trying to think of the simplest way to talk about this. So all of these things that are causing infertility, possibly these people that are going to have these higher rates of infertility, this is going to be into the future as the age of Aquarius keeps going, is because they have the type of physical density that these type of beings aren't going to be attracted to come into.
Oh.
Because the type of frequency that the woman runs is the type of being that she's going to attract. And right. So if we're going to this enlightened age of man, only these beings of these really, these crystalline, etheric type of, high frequency children are going to want to come down into the type of woman that can actually hold it. Another type of woman couldn't actually hold that type of energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so clearing that physical density is not only important to conceive, but it's important for like the evolution of the planet. If you think about it in that way.
Yeah. That's
possible, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so that's one concept.
Okay.
But then that can be a whole book, but I'm not going to go into that. So another concept I want you to think about is when you think about fertility and holding this type of fertility while you're pregnant. Mm-hmm. So close your eyes and think of a place. So I'm going to describe Glastonbury to you, Avalon, where I was just at. So imagine that you're walking down this beautiful field and there's apple trees blossoming. And so this is Mother Earth's fertility at its highest. So not only is the energy, so you're feeling the energy of the land, the energy frequencies pulsing, right? You can hear the birds. So the birds are singing like in that seventh dimensional tone, and there's many different, birds chirping, and you can actually hear the buzzing of the bumblebee. And just, you can hear it's so silent in nature that you can hear your feet walking on the ground. And then, so you're feeling it, you're hearing it, and then you can smell it too. So you can smell the flowers coming in, is it like as you walk by, there's jasmine, or as you go by the green leaves, you can smell that, the cut grass, all those high sensations, right?
Right.
And then, what are the other sensations? What if it would taste like something? It would maybe taste like sweet bread and honey, or, you know, and then the sixth sense. So all the sensations are completely engaged in this high fertility place, because that's what Mother Earth is at its best, is this high fertility experience of, you know, being completely alive. And so the sixth sense is your relationship, your body's relationship to the environment around you. So if you close your eyes, what are you in relationship to the matrix? You know, and where do you fall in that? And how dense is your field in relationship to what you're around? So so think of your favorite place in nature. So this is like going to be a constant meditation for you now.
Okay. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So like somewhere you go, and anyone who's listening that wants to create a higher frequency, or wants to have a baby of a higher frequency, or is having problems with fertility, you have to know what fertility looks like. And the best example of fertility is the Mother Earth.
Right.
It is. And so when a being becomes completely awakened, their senses become heightened. So in these other dimensions, the senses are fully alive. So their third eye is open. So all the eye vision is open, right? You can feel everything around you. You can hear things at a higher, it's like all the senses become super, super heightened. But here on Earth, we have a dense sensation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in order to attract these higher frequency beings, we can't be so dense.
Right.
Right?
It makes a lot of sense.
But when you're in nature, and you know, when you're walking in nature and you are feeling that vibration of like, whew, like that type of energy, that's a higher frequency. That's the best way to describe it. So now I'm going to take you to a place that doesn't have that higher frequency. Okay. And this is all going to lead up to you understanding how you want to structure your life in a minute. Okay.
Okay.
So now I want you to go to New York City streets, or like some grungy area of streets, you know, like it's underneath the highway and it's dirty. Like it's all cement. They've created a big highway above you as you're walking. There's homeless people. There's tents put up. There's smells. You're crunching on the ground because there's glass, broken bottles, cigarettes, needles, all kinds of things. Above you are the cars racing. The energy is just super, super fast, right? The taste in your mouth would be sour. It would smell like fried chicken. You would want to move quickly out of there. You would feel really, really tight and scared. The noise is loud and annoying. The taste is sour. The feeling is icky.
Yeah.
That's not fertility.
No.
But that's how a lot of people are living.
Ew.
So if you look at these two different types of energies, right? This is an environmental energy.
Yeah.
What type of child, in the future world that we're creating, golden age planet, what type of child's going to be attracted? It's that Gaia energy, that high frequency energy. So the people that are maintaining this type of, environment.
Yeah.
And so let's think of all the things that can affect environment. That can be your job. Who are the people in your environment, the types of food that you're eating, right? All of the things we've gone through, right? The physical things, and then your thoughts and emotions, and then your spiritual connection to God, right? So all of those things aren't alive under the subway. They're just not at the same level as and so the high fertility woman is am I just making sense as
it makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so now I'm going to break it down. So, and it also, remember from the last week when I took you through the meditation of what would be, if you were to have all the senses, as you're conceiving, what would it feel like? Remember we went to that meditation where you were lying on the bed and all the senses matter, because that's like a baseline frequency where you are right now. Right. And when I've done that with other women, their frequency was totally different. They had a totally different experience. So that's the type of child they would attract. Right. So at the time of conception, everything is very geometrical. And so this is from ancient Egyptian philosophy. This is from all the way back into how God creates consciousness. It's math, it's geometry, it's the engagement of the senses. So the basic shapes are the circle, the square, and the triangle, which is actually the pyramid, which creates all these different shapes in a row. Right. So I want to just work with the cube with you today because we're working on the physical like density, and this is right at